Hey guys, thanks for joining us. As you know, we set off a whole 11 days ago, and so far it's still hard to believe that this is actually now our life and not just a holiday.
Our first stop was at Port Clinton on the Yorke Peninsula. We started there and we worked our way down.
Clinton was a lovely little quiet town. There's not a lot there. The caravan park, a general store and a bistro, which is only open a couple of days a week.
The water views across the road from the caravan park were amazing. Low tide probably not so much, but when the tide come in it really did look good.
Pontoon to swim on there. There is a playground, a gym and a large sheltered barbecued area as well, all right there on the waterfront.
Would be a good spot to get a drone up, but unfortunately we didn't have the chance. We were chasing some electrical gremlins with the car, which we still are, but I think we might be on top of that now.
All up, I think it was a nice little place. We kind of prefer to stay away from the big fours and the big caravan parks. We like the little quieter parks, so Port Clinton was probably really good. More so a lot of permanents and a couple of cabins and a few powered sites. That suits us probably better.
Part of the walk to Yorke through there too, we did the walking trail from the caravan park. Some pretty good views in there. We'll put some photos up there, you can have a look.
Part of our highlights from the walk, we didn't go all the way to Price, but we did get up onto the cliffs. There was this really cool fence that they'd put all these little bird statues on, and B, we nearly adopted a dog because it decided we should take it for a walk, and didn't really matter what we did, it wasn't going away.
And Deb doesn't have any trouble adopting dogs either.
Down the coast to Cabali again, another little not so populated place. Caravan park was nice, had a stack of cabins over the road but were actually more beachfront than the caravan park was. A lot of spots for caravans, powered, unpowered, a lot of permanents, and there's actually this really cool old schoolhouse on the grounds, which if you're travelling as a large group you can actually hire that and stay there as something really different to do. While we were at Cabali our first afternoon, we thought we'd take a bit of a backtrack towards Port Clinton to see all the little places we didn't stop and see on the way to Cabali. It really wasn't very far and didn't take very long, but we went back to Port Giles, which really isn't much more than a big jetty that you can't even get onto anymore. As kids we used to go fishing down there, but you can't do that now. There was a boat being filled with grain, which was kind of cool to see how big that was parked up there.
So seen the truck unloading the grain too. That was pretty interesting just to see that from the outside.
So after that we cruised up to Wall Bay, which is another, again, really little town, but had this amazing lime kiln on the foreshore, which is apparently one of the best remaining relics of all the lime kilns that were on the Yorke Peninsula.
I got some good shots of that lime kiln. It's a lot bigger than you think. I didn't think much of it from the top, so you just sort of see it over the ocean. But then when you actually get down by the jetty and have a look from the base of it, it's quite big.
there too, and good views. We could see back to Port Giles and the big red cliffs along the way, which was really cool. Then we also just took a quick trip up to Stansbury and had a bit of a look there. There was a caravan park there, but man, were they jammed into that caravan park. We were pretty happy we didn't stay there. There was some pretty cool wall art around the town. Ben did get some video of one of them. We missed a couple of others.
Yeah, there was another one on I think it was on a local general store, but too many cars parked in front of it, couldn't get a good shot.
It's also a really cool jetty with a little memorial garden there as well, so that was pretty cool to have a look at too.
And we did the Edithburgh water mural. Oh, actually they're painting it when we pulled up, doing a massive job, and it was really looked good.
Into Cabali, we could see a wind farm, and we really wanted to try and get as close to this wind farm as possible.
And that we did. We got some good shots of the wind farm too. You don't realise how big they are, and we never actually realised that they are all in a straight line.
There's actually this wind farm at Edithburgh has got a viewing area, and there's one right next to where you pull up. So it was really cool to have a look at and to actually hear the noise they make. And while they're big, I actually thought they were going to be bigger, so they weren't quite as big as what I thought they were going to be. Took a trip down a little dirt road, nearly got ourselves lost, but found where we were going, and we went down to Marion Bay.
Not the best of dirt roads, I'll admit. It was pretty corrugated, but not the worst either.
There are spots along there, Foul Bay, Mozzie Flat, and a couple of others where you can camp and you can take your van, but for us it would have been way too rough to take our van on. We probably wouldn't have done it, but other people probably do and don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, we don't have the full off-road van houses in Yosemite. Innis National Park was the next stop. We stopped at Stenhouse Bay. Fantastic campground. We did not expect it to be as good as what it was.
And we're actually kind of spewing. We only spent 2 days. We wish we could have spent longer.
Yeah, that's probably where we learned that 2 days is not long enough.
Nowhere near long enough. It was a really good price camp. It was only like $16.50 or something for 2 of us a night, and it once off $11 vehicle permit, so it was pretty reasonably well priced. Not a lot of facilities, I've got to say. Certainly no shower and no cafe there. long drop toilets, but we're all self-contained in the van, so we were fine.
And for long drop toilets, they were pretty looked after.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Pretty clean.
Yeah.
It's not like you're out in the elements, so that was good.
Yeah. Biggest thrill was we weren't there for maybe an hour and we were heading over to have a look at the little beach that we were near, and there were emus running around. I thought we were going to see a stack of kangaroos. We actually saw one, and I couldn't even tell you how many emus we saw. There were so many emus strutting around the car.
And then to add to that wildlife, we also seen dolphins in the sunrise the next morning. We did while we were there at Stenhouse campground, just not too far away, maybe a 15-minute walk from the camp, is the Stenhouse jetty, which is an amazing big jetty. Along with it, they used to cart gypsum, I think it was, to there and load it onto ships. So there are remnants of the train line to get down to the jetty. The jetty has this amazing old, like, kind of stone wall around the bottom of the ocean, which was really cool. Unfortunately, you can't walk over that anymore. Some of it's actually given way, but it was pretty spectacular to look at.
Definitely worthwhile going and have a look, and apparently it might be really good fishing too. We're not really fishing people, but there are a lot of people there.
Probably would be a good spot for snorkeling, but we didn't have our wetsuits at that point, which we could have gone at Little Emu Beach as well, because there were other people snorkeling there, but we have rectified that situation now, so we can go snorkeling.
We did find, which Ben really loved, was the old train that they used to run along the train line.
Yeah, she's pretty old and rusty, but I do like the old rusty trains.
also some really cool beach views, coastal views, and views over the jetty there. So that was really cool. That was a great way to spend our first day there.
Yeah, we got some really good shots here. That campground was pretty good. We're probably our favourite for the Yorke Peninsula, I think. For
Definitely, definitely. Next day, because we had a full day there as well, so we thought we'd take a drive into the rest of the national park. So we went as far as a place called Pondalawi Bay, which if I had time to go back and do it again, I would probably go and spend some time there as well. Trek to Pondalawi, we stopped at a beach and saw the shipwreck of the Ethel, which again, I don't know what we're saying here, but he loves old wrecked things apparently.
Yeah, no, it was a good shipwreck. I do like to find a good old shipwreck. So,
and not only that, but oh my god, the coastal view from down on that beach. It was probably one of the most pristine beaches we have seen in South Australia.
And we were on the Gold Coast for a while, and that was pretty pristine, that beach.
And everywhere we seem to have been in SA, unfortunately, a lot of seaweed on the beaches, but this beach had nothing, and stunning coastal views.
Yeah, it was clear. And the surfers love to hang down by the rocks, so it's obviously a good spot for surfing too.
It's a hell of a walk, a lot of stairs to get down there, but hey, if I can make it, anybody can make it.
Notice the sand was really soft too.
Very soft, very soft.
Beaches aren't normally that soft, but that was very soft, no matter where you walked. Which has amazing views both to the left and to the right. Yeah, it was full 360 views from up
there. Yeah. There's a walk out to a lighthouse there. It's a very weird looking lighthouse, I've got to say. We actually didn't go out there. It's not a classic old lighthouse. It almost looked like a tin kind of rocket ship.
Yeah, it was a bit random, that one. It didn't really seem like it was worth the walk all the way out there, but there was other people out there, so it might have been better than it looked, but didn't look like much. footage in, we also managed to sneak in a shot of some dolphins here too, so Pondalawi was pretty good. We weren't expecting to see the dolphins.
No, definitely not. The old historic Inniston Township. So it's basically ruins there now, but there are a few cottages that they've renovated and they now offer as accommodation. It was pretty cool having a look around down there too.
The old bakery, I think it was. Just seeing the old cast iron fireplace and that is still in there and still in really good condition.
Yeah. And a stack of old farm machinery, which I kind of thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that adds the old rusty charm, I think.
But I think the bit that I loved the most was the Inniston cricket pitch, and we'll put a photo of that in. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Stop was the Port Rickaby Tourist Park, Caravan Park, whatever it was called. It's a really nice park. I actually quite enjoyed it. The sunsets there over the water are amazing.
Spectacular sunsets, and even after the sun goes down you have to stay on watch because the colours that the sky goes afterwards, just amazing.
Not overly big, which we don't mind the small caravan parks, but pretty well jam-packed on top of each other. Other than that though, it was a really good park. Owners, managers seemed pretty friendly, and the food there was not too bad. So
shop is not a bad little general store in the office. There's also, they do takeaways there, so you can get some chips or fish, hamburgers and that sort of stuff there.
It seemed pretty well stocked. There was a lot of stuff in the fridges. So.
Port Rickaby itself is probably mainly shacks. There's probably a few people that live there permanently, but probably more so just people that come up.
And Simon, if you're watching this, yes, we did find Bob's place, and yes, it does look pretty good. So.
We were there, we went down to Parsons Beach and had a crack at snorkeling down there too, which was really good. Time flew. We spent maybe an hour or so out in the water, which was awesome.
Yeah, no, that was if you're going for a beach drive, it's probably a pretty good beach drive, but you don't even have to really let your tyres down. It's pretty hard on that beach. So we went down and parked down there for a little while we were snorkeling. No dramas, and there was one other car I think on the beach the whole time. There was a few people walking past, but other than that we pretty much had it to ourselves. And then just as we were going to pack up from our snorkeling, we were just about to walk back in, Deb spotted some dolphins.
Just on the other side of the reef. And so we both jumped back in the water and kicked our little hearts out, but still didn't quite get there in time.
I did make it. I was only a few metres away just as I was swimming off, but I didn't have the camera on the right angle, so we missed that one unfortunately, but hopefully next time.
You know, it's like a fisherman's story. It was this big.
Right.
Now our last stop while we're here on the Yorke Peninsula, which technically isn't the Yorke Peninsula, we're now on the Copper Coast. We're beachfront at the Moonta Bay Tourist Park. And I've got to say, it is amazing. We really wanted to be shooting this outside today, but
yeah, the wind's not allowing
yeah,
that
the
today,
wind's pretty horrendous, but we will definitely show you some of the views that we have from here and around Moonta.
Yeah, this is a great caravan park. Again, this one's pretty packed in. There's a lot of sights. There's a lot of hands here too, but
this is one of those bigger parks with big playground and whatnot for the kids, but there actually isn't too many families, but that could be because we're here midweek through the school term.
And we are members of the Good Day Rewards Caravan Park, so we don't find the prices too bad, especially when you're on beachfront like this. And
yeah,
thanks to our membership, we actually got a free night. So.
happened to us while we've been part 2 at Moonta. We actually met a fan, which to us just blew our minds because we don't have fans. But she's seen our screen, which has our Blue Cloud OZventures on it, and so she's gone back to her van, jumped onto Insta and checked us out, and had to stop to say how great a job we're doing. So thanks a lot, Helen. It was lovely to meet you. That's about it. We hope you enjoyed this video. Couple of things, the lessons that we've learnt while we're on the road. Number 1, as Ben touched on earlier, is that generally 2 days isn't enough to stay at somewhere. We should be looking at least 3 to 4 days.
And the other one, if you put your white eye on, if you've got an alarm on your caravan, make sure it's off before you take off, because they do work. And the brakes will come on and your alarm will sound while you're driving through the middle of a town. So. And
we probably scared some people in that town.
And also, just as you're packing up from your snorkeling, just check twice before you start walking out, because there might be some dolphins around.
Thanks guys.